So today here we have with us our special guest, Bonnie Emerson, that came here to talk to us a little bit about this journey to come to Portugal. And we are going to taste this wine, this red wine, which is Quintas Grandes from the Douro region. Okay, so I'm going to serve a little bit. What? So please do it. Lineal cuts. This is always the problem that I have. Trying to put the wine without... Hello, Bonnie. Welcome to A Glass of Wine with Gilda Pereira. So let's try the wine.
Yes.
And toast. To your health. And yours.
Thank you.
Very tasty. This is very nice. Like this. So, Bonnie, tell me a little bit about your journey. First of all, what did you used to do for a living in the United States?
Okay, well, I've had a number of careers. So, as I mentioned, I started out as an accountant, and then I moved into director of operations for IBM, and had responsibility for the Americas. And then all of a sudden, as part of that job, I was offered an opportunity to work on a new experiential learning program in IBM. And I took the job immediately, and I loved it. And the rest is sort of history, because I left IBM, I retired, but then hired me back. And so since about 2011, or maybe a little after, I've been doing contract work for IBM. And
you're still doing it?
I just retired this last year. So I've had a really great career and a great group of people to work with. And I enjoyed that part of my career probably the most. Probably the most of anything that I've ever done.
Great.
Yes.
And when did you decide to come to Portugal, and why Portugal?
Okay. I decided to come to Portugal about, I think it was about 7 years ago. I've traveled a lot in my business. And as a result of all those travels, I have always held a dream that I wanted to live in Europe. And so I needed to act on that dream because, you reach a stage in your life and it becomes a question of, if not now, when? And so it became very, very critical for me to make this move. And I did a scouting trip to Portugal. I really, at that point, didn't know as much about Portugal as I did about some of the other countries that I was considering. So that's which were Greece and Spain and Italy. I did consider a country in South America, but then I took that off the list. And so I chose Portugal because there were a number of elements that just seemed to come all together. And a number of those elements included safety, especially for a woman, a single woman. I wanted good health care, good access to health care. I wanted a culture that was not crazy. I wanted good food, good wine, of course, and just a little bit of a slower, more easy lifestyle. And I wanted a culture that respected values. It has good values and especially good family values. And I found all of those things in Portugal.
So I'm so glad to hear things. And you've been here since 2021.
Right.
So it's been 3 years now?
A little over.
Yeah. Do you regret, or you feel that all those things that you wish you really found here?
Oh, everything that I just mentioned, I have found here. I'm so totally pleased with living here that it's been the best decision that I've ever made in my life.
So you feel happy here?
Absolutely. I wake up every morning and I say thank you.
Oh.
I live pretty much with an attitude of gratitude.
And you live in the Lisbon city center in a village Novas. And how is your day-to-day routine?
My day-to-day routines, especially since I retired, it is it's very slow, it's very easy. I love getting up in the morning and taking a walk and seeing what is new. I love breathing in the air. I love watching people. Sometimes I will just say hi to people on the street, and all of a sudden I'm engaged in a conversation. And it's just wonderful because the people are very open and engaging here. And they're curious. They're curious.
May I ask you any questions?
Oh, yes.
In English or in Portuguese?
It depends. The people who are more my age will try to start the conversation in Portuguese. And then I explain to them in Portuguese that it's not my best language. And so could we continue in English? The younger people, English, they want to practice their English. And so conversations exist all over. I've even had conversations in German too.
Oh, you speak German?
A little bit, yeah.
Great. So, what do you miss the most from the United States?
I think I miss family. I have a brother and a sister, and my brother has 2 daughters, and one of those daughters has twins. And so the one thing that I really truly miss is interaction with the twins, because I would like them to know who I am. So I take every opportunity that I can to let them know who I am, either with very special gifts, or when I go back to the U.S., I always make it a habit to spend some time with them. I was back maybe about a month ago, and I had a day at the carousel with them. They're 4.5 years old, and they love the carousel. So
you want to build memories with them?
I certainly do.
Yeah. And did they ever come to Portugal to visit you?
My brother has come to visit. One of my nieces has. It's not quite the right time yet to bring the twins because they're still a little bit young to really appreciate a different country. My sister doesn't like to travel, so I doubt that I'm going to see her anytime soon. But I usually spend time with her, and I stay with her when I go back to the United States.
And what about Christmas?
This is the first Christmas that I'm not spending with my family. I went back the previous Christmases. Yeah.
And how do you think it's going to be? Do you have any plans?
Oh yes. I've got plenty of plans because I've had the opportunity to make some great friends here, and a lot of the expats are also dealing with a lot of the same issues that I am. How often to go home, how much time to spend here, because we want to assimilate. We want to understand the customs, and we want to understand how people think and what makes people happy here. And especially at Christmas time, that's one of the best opportunities to see how a country celebrates a major holiday.
And Bonnie, what do you like the most about the Portuguese culture?
I like the relationship development. People take their time to get to know you. If I walk into a doctor's office, or if I walk into someplace, even a restaurant, and engage in a conversation with a person, they are present with me. And they're listening to me. They're not sitting on their phone trying to, multitask. I really appreciate the attention that is given to a conversation and to a relationship.
That's amazing to hear because we don't value that. We don't see that as something good. We don't even notice that is one good thing that we have.
But maybe that's why I feel it is one of the most authentic things here, because you don't have to work at it.
So perhaps that's why we do.
Maybe. But that's just one of my observations.
And as a single woman coming to Portugal, did you find a challenge or was it easy for you, and do you feel it safe here?
Do you know the expression gaijin in Japanese?
No.
A gaijin is an outsider. And as an outsider, you can make mistakes. You can make a lot of mistakes. And that's almost the way that I feel as a woman here, because it is still a patriarchal society. And an independent woman like myself, there are a lot of people who make judgments about me without getting to know me. But I can do more things because I can just say, I don't know your country. I don't know the process. I don't know the right thing to do. Help me understand.
That's how you turn it around.
Exactly. Yeah. And it always works. It's not a gimmick. It's the truth. The truth always works.
And as far as it concerns to culture, what do you like the most here in Portugal?
I like the relaxation that, compared to the United States, the people in the U.S. are go, go, go. Money is king. Here, people are much more relaxed and they're focused on things that are really important to them in their lives, like their family, their children, making sure their children get a good education, making sure they're happy, making sure they're healthy. And I respect that.
Oh, that's so nice to hear, because in fact I have two kids and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, making sure that they have a good education, that they eat healthy, that they do sports, all of that is important to us.
Yeah. And see, that's the way I was raised. When I was growing up, it was that way in the United States. We were always outside, running around, playing, doing all of these crazy things. The things have changed in the U.S. And I was looking perhaps for a little bit of my past.
Well, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And can you name 3 spots in Lisbon that no one can miss?
No one can miss. Well, these are going to be 3 of my favorite spots. Okay, at Parque Bordo, there is a little place called Estufa Fria. And it is quiet, it is peaceful. It's almost like forest bathing, where you just breathe in all of the good things, all of the good elements that are there, given all of the plants. and nature. It's just such a beautiful, relaxing place. I would highly recommend anyone going there. Then another one would be the Tile Museum, the Azulejos. And I think that's probably one of the best ways to acquaint yourself with sort of the chronological view of all the people, all the different nationalities who have had a place in Portuguese culture, and what their contributions were. And it gives you almost a sense of the timeline when you look at the development of all of these different tiles, how the construction of tiles occurred, the colors and how they changed, things, what really influenced the making of a tile at a certain point in time by a certain group of people. So I love that place.
And they also have a very nice cafe downstairs.
They do.
Yes, with all these plants. I also like to go there.
And then the third, I would put out as a challenge. There are so many miradouros, the vistas, here in the city, that I think everyone needs to go to a number of those vistas or views and then find their favorite one. That's a good challenge. Yeah.
Not even I would know what is my favorite Miradouro. Yes, I like all of them.
It's difficult.
Yes.
I know. Each one has its own charm. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, Bonnie, what would be the advice that you can give to other single women that are thinking about moving to Portugal?
Number one is do some homework. Read, come visit, stay for a while, choose a wide variety of places to stay, and find something that resonates with your heart. Either find people that resonate, or find a cultural spot, or find your tribe, right? Because that's going to make a difference in whether you're happy or not. So that would be number one. Number two would be get a head start on the language. Because if there was anything that I didn't do soon enough, it was start to learn the language. Because the language is the doorway to getting to know the Portuguese people. And it's not up to the Portuguese to speak English. It's up for us to learn Portuguese. That's my attitude. And then I would say, I'm not sure that there's anything other than that is really specific.
About the migration process itself, do you think that it's acceptable for them to do it alone, or in your case you got some help, right?
I got some help. I had an attorney, and I think I was well advised. And part of my situation was the changeover from SEF to EMA, so that that put a few bumps in the road, so to speak. But he helped me navigate that system, and I think that is one of the challenges for anyone who comes here, whether they're a single female or not, is to understand and learn how to navigate some of the systems that are here, because that can be very challenging.
Okay, Bonnie, I wish you, it was very nice talking to you, and I wish you a very happy life here in Portugal. I hope that you can still enjoy, that you can travel around Portugal. Have you been doing that?
Yes. I have to tell you, I've made some really good friends, and we have been to Braga, Guimarães, Óbidos, Albufeira, all the Algarve, Pomar, Évora, So we are making a point of really seeing Portugal and understanding what Portugal has to offer, because it has an immense offering. It's a beautiful country.
It's a small country, but
With so much history.
yes.
Oh my God.
So,
So much history. Yeah.
thank you. It was a pleasure to see you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting the invitation.
And yes, and cheers.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Chin chin.